Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I feel like I'm a little tilted there. It's all right. I'm not going to mess with it. Happy Monday. Happy welcome to Self-Love Week. Is that a thing? I don't know that that's a thing, but welcome to Self-Love Week. Who is excited? I'm going to give everybody a second to pop on. Hello, Shane. Welcome. So if you're here, pop on, say hi. Tell us where you're coming from and what you see outside your window today. Hi, Kelly. All right, I'm trying to manage all the screens. There we go. Okay, hello. I think I've got it. I think I have it. I think I figured out all the screens. Friends, I have good and bad news for you. I've been singing and dancing out in my office for the last 10 minutes. So fair warning, Omaha and snow. Yes, so we had snow yesterday, Kelly. Today we have ice. We still have snow, but we also have ice. So it's okay. It's okay. All right. Self-Love Week. No, I'm not going to do a little dance. I'm also not going to sing. I mean, maybe. Oh my goodness. All right. Who is excited about this? Who's got questions? Who's like curious? Who's a little bit like, what are we doing, Elena, and why? All those things are welcome. So I encourage you to just check in with yourself for a moment. I invited you to think about if you've been getting the emails for Self-Love Week, which brings me to an admin thing that I will make. I have a note to remind myself to say, but just take a moment and think about what is it that brought you here to this moment, to deciding that you want to get 5 days of emails and watch videos about creating your own self-love roadmap around cultivating self-love. I would love for you to put in the comments, what is your intention, right? Why does this matter to you? Good morning from Georgia. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. So put in, right, what is it that you want to feel as a result of participating in Self-Love Week? Right? Why does this matter to you? Check in with that. This intention might shift throughout the week. It might not. In terms of realizing that maybe it's a little bit less about one thing and more about something else. But it gives you a compass. It gives you a navigational tool, something to point for, something to check in with and say, okay, where am I on this journey to feeling this, right? Why is this important? And then it gives you something to check in with. Corinne, hi, Corinne. Well, because I know my life will get better when I have more self-love. And good morning. All right, I love it. Thank you for sharing that, right? So, and I would ask you, why? What will get better specifically in your life, right? The more we can be specific and intentional about what we want to cultivate, the more we can really tune in to noticing that thing. Sometimes, and I get caught in this too, right? Some of you know, and you're tired of me saying this, I like to say, I'm a big picture person. I carry around an umbrella. Well, my coach and my fabulous mastermind friends recently invited me to throw away my parasol, to throw away my umbrella, to rip it off, and to get really, really specific. And that's my invitation to you, because that big picture thinking serves us in some places. And yet, when we can get really, really specific, then we have things to measure, to notice, right? Cassie says, good morning, Cassie. I want it to seem like less of an effort and more integrated. Ooh, that's juicy, right? Yes, thank you for sharing that, Cassie. Okay, I love it. Thank you all for being willing and courageous to share your intentions out loud, because it gives me something to check in with you about. And when we state these things out loud, then it helps us get really honest and accountable with ourselves. So fabulous. All right, if you're popping on right now, I'm asking everybody to put their intention into the comments about what it was, why it is that you joined Self-Love Week. All right, so here we are, right? In Self-Love Week, day one. Good morning, Audrey. I issued you an invitation for day one, all about listening. Because here's what's going to happen. Over these next 5 days, we are going to play with things every day. On Monday, it's L, listening. Tuesday, it's an O. Wednesday, it's a V. Thursday, it's the E. These become the navigational tools. Good morning, Cindy. The navigational tools to then, on Friday, put your roadmap together and decide what it is, right? What helps you move in those directions. So we're approaching this idea of self-love as a mindset, as a practice, as something we want to integrate in our lives. Linda says to accept me as I am. Yeah, right? And giving you tools to hone in on, to play with, so that on any given day, you can say, ooh, I wonder what would happen if I practice listening today, right? And then tomorrow's O, and Wednesday's V, and then the E. And then putting it all together to have this map for yourself. Because, oh, by the way, right, why do I talk about things as a practice? Because they're not a light switch. They're not a one and done. The good and bad news is that you get to choose to show up for this mindset, for this way of being every single day or in any given moment. Some days will be easier, some days will be harder, and that is all okay. Kristen says, redirect your time and energy to heal and grow. It's good to see you. Good morning, Kristen. Yes, right? All right. So let's dive in. Hi, Steph. Let's dive in to this L for listening. So when we consider that self-love is a mindset, it's a practice, different than self-care, right? And you've heard me talk about the distinction, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it other than to say self-care isn't bad. I like self-care just like everybody else, but here's why I think we get into trouble with it. We tend to do self-care unless we approach it from these LOVEs that I'm going to offer you this week, right? It becomes something on our to-do list that we do and then we don't absorb. We're done with it and then it like whoosh goes away, all those feelings, right? But when we get really, when we listen, when we create space, when we move from our own inner navigational tools, our inner compass, then we can choose the activities. We can do the self-care with more intention, with more purpose, and allowing it to absorb. Good morning, Linda. Oh, my Thrive Unleashed friends are here. Hello. Good morning, Hillary. So, listening, right? There are a lot of things to listen to on any given day. And your brain has a lot of things that it wants you to listen to. It tells you a lot of stories every single day. This is not news to you. You know this, right? And yet, we have to know where we are on the map on any given day. So let me be very clear. Where you are on the map is not a fixed point. Even if you feel stuck, right? If you feel stuck right now, I want to honor and allow you to feel stuck because it feels real. And yet, right here is my little nudge that even when we feel stuck or overwhelmed or feeling like we are putting ourselves at the bottom of the barrel on our priority list, or like we've lost that sense of self, right? Good morning, Brenda. Welcome. Even that isn't fixed because there are always some ebbs and flows. So I just started a meditation teacher training, which is a whole topic for another day. And I didn't get to be there live on Saturday, but as I was watching the recording, I was hearing Lauren Roche talk about, right? Aliveness is the ebb and flow of oppositions, of contradictions. If you think about breath, in and out, right? Night and day. Aliveness is allowing for that flow, allowing for that. We have to start by listening, by giving ourselves permission to be where we are. So when I invite you to listen, right, there are some different things you can listen to. And depending where you are on your journey, you might be in one place or all three places, and there are more places to listen to than just the ones that I offered. So the places that I offered that you might listen to are your inner dialogue, right? Good morning, Joanne. Yes, you want to stop worrying about the past and finally start loving yourself. Okay, Brenda says, I need to understand that you're worthy of self-love and need the tools to make sure you believe it. Okay. So one place to practice listening is to your inner dialogue. Now, I know that when I say inner dialogue, a lot of you go automatically to inner critic, right? Raise your hand, give me a thumbs up or a love or a whatever like, if when I say inner dialogue, you automatically jump to inner critic. Because that is often the voice that feels loudest in our brain, right? And so, instead of ignoring that voice, instead of pretending it doesn't exist, instead of telling yourself that it shouldn't exist, that you should know better, what if we start by simply saying, okay, I hear you, right? You agree. Thank you, Linda, right? But we have to get to know what that inner dialogue, thank you for the thumbs up, what that inner dialogue is saying. Right? Does it sound more like your inner critic or inner mean girl? Or does it have moments that sound like your inner cheerleader, an advocate? So there is a place to just start listening to that inner dialogue without trying to change it, without trying to fix it. This isn't a weapon of mass self-destruction that you are to use against yourself, all right? This is just a place of like collecting data, right? Where are you right now? So that you know what it is you have to play with. So there are some questions that you might ask yourself, right? What are the phrases and words you're using in that brain of yours? What does your voice sound like throughout the day? You might notice that at certain times, that inner dialogue sounds different than at others, right? As you move through your day, how do you speak to yourself in the moments that feel good and in the moments of challenge, right? So in terms of this invitation today of listening, you might choose to listen to your inner dialogue. You also might choose to listen to the sensations in your body. I cannot emphasize enough how much information is in the body for us. It is the ultimate navigational tool. It is the ultimate compass. It always has things for us to notice, right? Many of you know that I lead yin yoga sessions. I guide yin yoga. It's one of my very favorite yoga practices because when you stay in a shape, so I want you to imagine you're sitting on the ground and you're folding over your legs, right? If you stay there for 30 seconds, yeah, you might feel your low back, your hamstrings. But if you stay there 3 minutes to 5 minutes, the body's going to start to talk to you. Usually what happens is we want to fix it. We want to judge it. We want to make something mean something. But what if the sensations in our body are just benevolent messengers? They're here to get us to pay attention. So you might, if you're going to practice listening to the sensations in your body, you might notice what body parts are speaking to you. And what do they have to say? Now, as in, don't attach a thought to what you think they have to say, right? But if your hamstrings are tight, instead of saying they're tight, just notice, do they feel like they're pulling, right? What is it that you notice in those sensations rather than automatically attaching a thought or a condition to it, right? What do they want you to know? So when my belly gets particularly gurgly, or let me be totally honest, gassy, I will just sit with my hand over my belly and the other hand usually over my heart. And I'll breathe for a little bit and I'll ask my belly, what does it need me to know in that moment, right? Oftentimes there's an answer. It might not be like a big neon sign kind of answer, but there will be some type of answer. And more than getting the answer, the important part about listening to your body is that you're telling your body this thing that knows what you need more and better than anybody else. You're saying to it, oh, like, I see you. I acknowledge you as this part of my journey, as this partner on my journey, as opposed to something that I'm always trying to fight against, all right? So you've got listening to your inner dialogue, listening to the sensations of your body. The third thing that you might practice with listening to is your intuition. Touch your nose, no. Give me a something if you know that your gut, your intuition has things to say, but you, A, don't listen to it, and B, don't trust it. Anybody? Hi, Hope, welcome. This has been a gift from this pandemic. I've learned so much of how to create boundaries to stop being pulled and pushed in directions that your inner voice is asking from you. Oh, yes. In this boundary of the pandemic, you've learned to hear yourself more and not the expectations of others. Oh, Hope. That gives me hope, right? But our intuition, friends, is this powerful, powerful thing that I would offer a lot of us do not tap into. And it all starts by listening, by making room for it, right? So if you haven't tapped into your intuition, and we don't have to get woo about this, it can simply be standing at the beginning of the day or while you're brushing your teeth, asking, what do I need to know today? Whatever the answer is, right? It almost doesn't matter what the answer is, but beginning to have a dialogue starts with listening. You might notice, you might ask the question when you're listening, what is here for me in this moment, right? What do I know for sure in this moment? What whispers or messages can you allow yourself to notice, right? So you might resonate more with one of these than another. You might think, oh, I'm really good at that one, but not so good at this one. First, and let me pull back on that. It's not about being good or not. It's about practice. Kristen says, I've always trusted my intuition. However, lately I have been second guessing myself because of others' opinions, right? Yes, you are not alone, my friend. Linda says, I don't listen to my body. So the invitation here is to pick one of these three. Do not be, and I know some of you right now are like, I can do all three. I got them. And that may be true. You might be fully well capable of doing all three, but my invitation just for today is to pick one, because you want to listen deeply, listen fully, listen with your entire attention, with your entire heart. So decide, do you want to listen to your inner dialogue today? Do you want to listen to your body today? Do you want to listen to your intuition today, right? Choose one. You can pick something else tomorrow. Because just because tomorrow we're moving to O doesn't mean we stop listening. So let's see. Shane says, other people's opinions always affect you too, right? Hillary says, that's the question I ask when I pull a card each morning. What do I need to know today? And what am I ready to receive, right? So just being super intentional about listening today. You don't have to do anything. In fact, I would offer you, do not try to do anything about whatever you hear when you listen. This isn't about doing. This is about establishing that pathway of listening and receiving from inside. Self-love starts with acknowledging that there are parts of you that have things to say and honoring and allowing that instead of always dismissing what's inside, our wisdom, our knowledge, our strength, our power. The list goes on, right? We tend to let that energy seep out, right? Leak out because we're always taking in from others. We're being drained by others. So self-love starts with allowing what's there on the inside to have a voice, to be heard. And for it to be impactful later on, for you to be able to tap into it, you have to be able to hear it. So today we start with listening. All right. So I'd love to know what questions you have, what thoughts you have. What are you going to choose to listen to out of these three? Are you going to choose today to listen to your inner voice? Are you going to choose to listen to the sensations in your body, or will you choose to listen to your intuition? Today's intention, Linda says, is to stop and listen to your body. Thank you, Linda. All right. So now that you know which you're going to choose, my invitation is to pay attention to it. Maybe you give yourself some checkpoints. Maybe you set an alarm on your phone or on your calendar or somewhere to say, maybe 3 times today. Just check in, because let's be honest, you're human, I think, and we forget. So set yourself up for success by committing to 2, 3, 4 times today to check in and ask the question and just listen, right? And then if you want, I like writing things down, because if I write it down, it documents the fact that I showed up and I listened to the thing. If not, if it stays in my brain, then my brain can make a mess of it. So I like writing it down, but you do what works for you. I don't want to add to your to-do list unless it serves you. But here's the invitation. Share what it is you hear when you listen. You can share it in the Facebook post. So there's the pinned post from earlier today that says, welcome to day 1, right? You can share it there. You can hit reply on the day 1 email, or on the recap email that you'll get at 5 p.m. Eastern today. You can hit reply and share with me. Every time you share from the invitation from today, of the day, either over email or in the Facebook group, or if you want to post on social media somewhere, Instagram, Facebook, and tag me so that I can see it, I have to be able to see it, you'll be entered to win, and win daily prizes. So our prizes start tomorrow, and they're really fabulous. I have an entire prize drawer of things that I have assembled for this challenge specifically, all right? And they're amazing. So every time you'll be entered to win. So if you do something today, you'll still be, and you don't win tomorrow, you'll still be entered to win the next days, all right? So let me show you what you are, what day, the day 1 prize is. I'm so excited. It is an Alex and Ani bracelet, the Meditating Eye. And this is a charity by design, meaning that every purchase of these charity by design pieces goes to a cause. And it just makes my heart happy, and it represents listening to me, right? So so Leslie says she's going to listen to her inner voice. Okay, ooh, Hillary, it is awesome, right? Yes. So tomorrow during our video, I will be drawing for that. Kristen's going to listen to her intuition today, okay? So a few pieces of logistics, of admin, every day at 10. If you can't be here live, they're recorded, so you can come back, and you'll be getting a recap email at 5 p.m. Eastern every day with the link specifically to the video. That way you don't have to go searching for it. You can go searching for it. So that'll be happening, and it will also have a recap of your homework, of your invitation. The other thing is, make sure set yourself up for success to make sure you get the emails, right? Make me a contact in your inbox. That way I don't go to spam, because sometimes I go to spam. It happens. So if you don't, you'll be getting 2 emails a day. One in the morning at around 6:55 a.m., 7, something like that, a.m., and then one at 5 p.m. Eastern. So know to expect those 2 emails. If you don't, please reach out to me and be like, Elena, I didn't get the email. And I will say, check spam, add me to your inbox, and I'll send it again. How's that? So that's one piece of admin. The other piece of admin, what was the other piece of admin? I think that was really it. To make sure that you set yourself up for success. No, and the other piece is, know that you can't get behind, right? This challenge is here to help you cultivate self-love, not create stress. So take what you need, ask for what you need, share in the group, support one another, These are experiences that we often learn from one another. So know that that is all there for you, all the support that you could ever want. You just have to ask for it. Tomorrow, so every day we'll be doing this little thing, and they're gonna be about 15 to 20 minutes. Fridays will also be 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna have a special invitation for you on Friday and like a follow-up little workshop for you next week. Surprise! And you will also learn about some opportunities if you realize, ooh, there are some resources that I really wish I could learn and that I could have to help myself be consistent. You will learn about what some of those opportunities and resources are as we go, so that you can continue to set yourself up for success. Because the thing that I know about these challenges is they can be super fun and inspirational as we go, but then Saturday comes, Sunday comes, the week after comes, and you're like, whoosh, gone, right? And so I want you to have a toolkit and have resources that you can continue to integrate, as somebody said earlier. Okay, so listening to the body. All right, I cannot wait to hear how this goes for you. Let me ask before we hop off, are there questions that you have? Is there a takeaway that you have from today already that feels important, that you want to honor and notice and speak out? Let me know. I can wait. For those of you that I have not had the honor of meeting yet or interacting with yet, welcome. This is who I am and all I am. And the other thing I did want to mention is you might notice that every morning here in the Live Your Sunrise Facebook group, there is a journal prompt. Those are something that we do now. We started it in January with a 31 days of journaling challenge, if you will. And it was so well received that people said, can you keep doing them? So every single morning there is a journal prompt. You can take that or leave that, but it's there for you. And I hope perhaps it will help you kind of go inward and cultivate this self-love. All right. No questions. Friends, thank you so much for helping kick off day 1 of Self-Love Week. Know that I'm here to support you, to high five, to cheerlead, also to offer a virtual hug if you need it. And that this is an amazing, amazing group. There is a collective wisdom and kindness in this group that just makes my heart go pitter-patter. So ask for what you need. Have a fabulous rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 2, where we dive into the O. It's not a heart. I mean, it is a heart, but it's also an O. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.